Welcome.
Gamblers are us. Gus the Bus Barber.
Scott, no nickname Barber.
Still haven't figured out a nickname for you.
Nope.
Still got to figure out a nickname.
Yeah, it'll come.
It'll come naturally. So yeah, back for another episode here. What episode is this?
I think
Number 4?
4.
Starting to catch up. How was your bets this week?
I didn't hit.
Man,
No. I got close a couple times.
it was a little bit of a low
Couple
week for us. I feel like I don't feel like we did a lot of bets.
No.
It was a
A big baseball week, too.
yeah. It was, we were watching a lot of Phillies baseball.
Those Phillies.
Those Phillies. But yeah, so another episode, Gamblers Are Us. Let's take a look at our recap of the bets we had this past week. Look ahead of some of the games this week. We got college football. We got another week of NFL. We have the World Series starting soon, so maybe take a quick peek of that.
Mhm.
NHL in full swing and the NBA
Starting
off. So we got a lot to talk about. So gonna make the recap of our bets a little bit quicker than normal, but we got to start talking about all these great sports, So starting off with our this is you.
Yes,
We're gonna
my
look at your
Sunday.
bets of the weekend. Had a same game parlay for Sunday Night Football. Man, one away. Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith needed 4 yards. 4
That's a tough one.
yards.
Look at your 4:00 parlay. Had a little same game parlay plus, so throw a little touchdown scores on there.
Yeah.
Not a good one at all.
No.
Yeah, majority of it didn't hit, but what are you gonna do? Seahawks, Kenneth Walker. Rams game was a dud. 1:00 parlay, another buster. Man, Bijan not playing really screwed.
Really
Screwed me in fantasy
Screwed
too.
me in fantasy.
Detroit Lions lost to the Ravens. Browns won, but rest of your parlay stank. Another parlay, just a buster.
Another
3 out of the 4 not hitting.
I know, right? It's just
This was a
Bijan really screwed me in a lot of bets.
Yeah, but I see you took Laporta. It was tight end, national tight end.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And then another touchdown scoring parlay just couldn't hit for you. Not a good touchdown
Not
parlay
so
week
good.
for you. And then rounding off your bets, or actually no, your second to last bet, your 1:00 parlay, another one that didn't look so great. Detroit Lions, they screwed me on my bets as well.
Screwed me.
I
And then,
really thought we were very high on last week too.
oh yeah, big time. And then the Bears.
Yeah. No Justin Fields. Thought, maybe that's a loss, but Tyson Bagent.
Yeah, and then
Something like that.
the Bills.
I know they lost to the Patriots.
Bills.
That's just a gimme for the Dolphins, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because, they both lost, but whew.
And then this is my Thursday.
Thursday night parlay, 1 away, a nice little 3-leg
Calvin
parlay.
Ridley, what has he been up?
I don't know.
What's wrong? Is he starting to get back on the gambling race?
He's starting to watch us a
Start
little bit.
watching our
Yeah, he started
podcast?
watching us and he's like,
Maybe I'll dabble a little bit back.
Exactly. So taking a look at my bets, so not one of yours hit, only betting on football this week, though.
Yeah.
A lot of baseball to watch and stuff like that. But yeah, I wasn't with you in the same way, only betting on the NFL this past weekend. A little bit less on the funds wise, but this weekend,
Could be mixing it up.
getting a lot of NBA, college. But taking a look at my Sunday night same game, only 2 out of the 5 hit. I thought it was going to be a big game for Tua, and wasn't. Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, most people too.
4:00 parlay looked good with the Seahawks Chiefs. Didn't so well with the Rams Packers.
Broncos.
Steelers are up and down, so are the Rams, and Broncos country.
yeah.
Let's ride.
Those Broncos.
Looking at my parlay of just games I liked throughout the whole day, 1 for Sunday night. 6-leg parlay, only 2 of them hit, so another rough one for me. 1:00 parlay, had a 5-leg parlay, only had 3 of the 5 hit, or 2 of the 5. So
Another stinker.
Detroit Lions on this one had big expectations. Also was thinking with you, the Bills, didn't think they were going to lose to the Patriots, but they did.
And then I just want to reiterate, go back real quick.
Yeah.
I told you to take the Giants.
Yeah, you did. You did tell
told
me.
you to take the Giants.
Yeah. Dude, Tyrod Taylor.
I told you.
Tyrod Taylor.
He's just not that guy. You paid him the money, but he's still not that guy.
Still not that guy. And then rounding it off, looking at my Thursday night football bet. This is the one that really irked me. It was 4-leg parlay. 3 of them hit. Jags won. Alvin Kamara had a great day receiving. Jags scored more than 19 points. Trevor Lawrence, I needed him to throw 216 passing yards. He threw 205. 205. I was 11 away from. It doesn't say how much I would have won, but a $10 bet would have won me $100.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It looks like 101 or $100.10.
Yeah, it was $100.10. You're thinking there, big boy. Mm-hmm. You're thinking.
Math class. That was a good one.
Math class, yeah. So looking at our recap of the week, a little bit of a down week for us, but there's plenty more to bet on this week. You know what they say. If you win, what is it, like 60% of your bets, you're pretty good at sports gambling.
Really good.
You're really good. So, just keep that out there. What is going on? Technical difficulties on our TV if you're watching. So let's try to unplug the iPad. I got an iPad hooked up to the dang TV, and iPad don't want to work.
Let's see.
We'll see if it'll work. Wait. I had it. There we go. Winner. Chicken dinner. All right. So got plenty to talk about in today's episode. I was just about to ask you, but since you asked me first.
I would say we start with some NFL.
The
stuff that's been going on. And then we get into the stuff that hasn't been going on.
The real juicy stuff to bet on,
Yes.
So, taking a look at, what is it, week 7?
Week 8.
Week 8, yes, because, I realized that. I'm a week behind, I guess. But looking at week 8, what are some games you're looking at? I know I got a couple big Eagles fans here, so looking at that Eagles game, 1 o'clock in Washington, 6.5. It's an interesting spread.
Especially after the overtime game.
Yeah, especially after the overtime game with them. The Redskins, wow.
Oh.
The Commanders, excuse me. The Commanders, up and down, didn't look great last week, but anytime it's a divisional game, especially with the Eagles, they always play. But I think this is a bounce-back game for the Eagles. Not really bounce back from last week, but a bounce back from when they played Washington last. I think it'll be an easy win for the Philly. I wanted to say the Eagles there, but the Philly started coming out.
So we're going with Philly?
We're going with Philly.
Philly.
I'm going with Philly, 6.5 with the spread. Looking at some of these other games, a Tyson game that I think is just going to be fun to watch. Jacksonville Jaguars at Pittsburgh. Who would have thought you'd be saying that at the beginning of the year?
Yeah. Or even the Saints Colts.
That should be an interesting one. Even with Anthony Richardson out, yeah. This should be a fun one though. Texans. I was looking at Texans Panthers.
Oh,
battle of the first 2 overalls.
Yes, I didn't even think of that.
We're Michigan boys, but CJ Stroud looking pretty nice.
Maybe the first Ohio State quarterback to do something in the NFL.
Big Los Angeles Rams fans this week going against the Cowboys. I was always taught growing up, I'm a fan of 2 NFL teams, the Eagles and whoever's playing the dang Cowboys that week. So this week, I'm a Rams fan. So we got the Rams in Dallas, 1 o'clock game. You don't really see a lot of 1 o'clock games in Dallas.
No.
They're always on dang prime time. Falcons at Titans and Giants or Jets at Giants. That should be an interesting one.
I saw an interesting fact about this game. This is the first time the Jets and Giants will face off against each other after both coming off a win.
Really?
Yeah. It's never happened before.
Oh.
Or maybe I think it happened one time actually before.
Oh, you lying.
Yeah.
You're giving out false information.
False information.
Well, this is the battle of the division this week because we have the Patriots traveling down to Miami.
Can they get it done again?
You got Minnesota traveling to Green Bay, taking on the Pack. Go, Pack, go. Cleveland at Seattle. Bengals at San Fran. No Brock Purdy in that game, so that's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens at Cardinals, Chiefs at Broncos, and then rounding it off with primetime, Bears at the Chargers and Raiders at the Lions. So what are some games you're looking at this week and some lines you're liking, Scott?
One line I'm liking that Colts 1.5.
You like the Colts at plus 1.5.
Yeah, I think Gardner Minshew has been looking pretty good with them. They've had a lot, and Josh Downs has been looking pretty good out there for them.
Okay. No worries about the Saints and that pretty good defense and the offense. It's got to find
I get
its
that,
stride.
but the Colts have been clicking. I got to give it to them.
For Gardner Minshew being in there.
Yeah, they've really been clicking. They've really been getting behind the back.
Points, they're at home.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then another one, obviously, go Birds.
Go Birds. You got them on right now.
Put them on.
Put them on. You going with the spread at minus 6.5?
Of course, I'm getting that spread in there.
Going with the Eagles spread. Spread it like some Nutella. What else you looking at?
I'm also gonna go with you on the Rams Cowboys and give me the Rams on 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tight one, even though the Rams lost last week.
I think the Rams can pull it out, but I think on the safe bet, I'm gonna go with the spread here.
I don't know if they can pull it out.
I think they can.
Wow.
I don't think the Cowboys have that juice in them.
Yeah, the Rams just lost to the Steelers last week at home.
Anything can happen any given Sunday.
I don't know. I think this is one we're gonna have to, disagree with a little bit. And
just like the Giants.
Just like the Giants, Kane's out right. So let's see who happens again. All right. And who else are you looking at? What other games you're liking?
Give me the Giants money line. Don't know why they're underdogs.
It's because the Jets have a really good defense.
I understand they have a really good defense, but the Giants, did you see them clicking last week? They looked like they're finally starting to get some rhythm going, even if it is behind Tyrod Taylor.
I think Tyrod fits in that offense a little bit better.
Way better. Not a little bit, way better.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
Okay.
And give me the Dolphins on the money line. Because I'm not too sure on that 9.5 spread there.
Yeah, I think that's a very high spread for
steep.
Dolphins are going to want to bounce back against a division rival, the Patriots. They just came off a loss against the Eagles. Patriots soaring high right now, just coming off beating the Bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just the Dolphins overall are just a better team than the Patriots. So
yeah,
I'm with you there. I think the Dolphins are going to be able to get it done. But the 9.5 is a little steep.
Yes. But that's my Fab 5 for 1 o'clock.
Yes. So that's your Fab 5 for 1?
Yes. That's my Fab 5.
You said another yes there.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. You liking any of the 4 o'clock games? Any of the primetime games?
For the 4 o'clocks, I'm gonna be probably watching that Niners Bengals game.
Yeah, that should be a good one, especially no Brock Purdy, and the Niners are still the favorites.
And Joe Burrow, I've heard that he's coming back fully healthy finally for the first time.
So if I like the spread a lot, plus 3.5 for the Bengals getting points. I love that. But even if you want to take the money line,
taking the money.
Yeah, I like that too. Just to if you want to boost up your bet a little bit, trying to get some
money in there.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to boost it up a little bit. I like that plus 140 on the money line for the Bengals. All right, so let's add that on
there. And last but not least, give me the Chiefs. I'm just going to take the money line straight up because it's the Chiefs.
Yeah. Broncos team, divisional rival, but it should be an interesting one. Yeah. I think it should be a fun game. So Scott's got 7 games he likes.
Let's see.
For Sunday. So let's see what he likes. So for the 1 o'clock hour, he's got the Colts plus 1.5 against the Saints. He's got the Eagles with the spread minus 6.5 against the Commanders. Let's really just call them the Redskins. He's got the Rams plus 6.5 against the Cowboys. He's got the Giants straight up money line at plus 124 with the Giants. Got the Dolphins also with the money line against the Patriots minus 460. Bengals money line as well against San Fran. Away in San Fran, plus 140 should be an interesting game to look at. Intrigued to see if the spread or if the money line, if it changes. Yeah, since Sam Darnold is starting now. And rounding off the teams he likes the Chiefs in Denver, straight up money line, minus 335.
Straight up.
So let's see how you parlay them this week.
$540.
Yeah, that'd be. So the odds are plus 5,413. So yeah.
For the people that don't understand the odds,
$10 bet, that means you're winning $541.
Yes.
So that is if you want to parlay them all together, get a nice little 7-leg parlay. We here at Gamblers Are Less like to break them apart. Yeah, I know. Got to reset, redo, rewind. We like to do a couple parlays spread out to different times, so we're always different times have a parlay that's alive, have a 4 o'clock parlay.
You want to
But you have a 1 o'clock that loses, all your 4 o'clock games are busted.
Yep. And you want to watch football and you want to watch your parlays. So you got to make sure you split it up.
Make sure you got to do double duty.
Double dip a little bit.
All right. So those are Scott's NFL games he likes, money line spreads, whatever. Now we're going to look at the real master, Gus the Bus.
Don't hold yourself up too much.
Okay. I won last, So looking at what I like, also going with you, -6.5 with the Eagles. Not only are they our favorite teams, but they're looking like the best team in the NFL. One of 2 teams, 6-1. Who would have thought the 2 teams in the Super Bowl last year really aren't getting as much hype this year? Well, really, the Chiefs aren't getting any hype. It's all about goddamn Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yep.
It's more about that than talking about the team. But yet, the Eagles and the Chiefs have the 2 best records in the NFL.
Looking like the 2 best
6-1.
Looking like the 2
Might
best
be a rematch of the Super Bowl this year.
I wouldn't mind it. That would be a great
game. Eagles at Commanders, even though the Commanders always play the Eagles pesky. What I saw from the Dolphins, I think they're finally getting right. Jalen Hurts, so far, didn't have an injury designation on him in practice. That's a good thing to go forward. And I think overall, they're just, we're the dogs, baby.
We the dogs.
But yeah, I like the Eagles with the spread, -6.5. Going down to the Texans at the Panthers. I think the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. Texans are rising and rising. Finally have a decent head coach. Our boy, DeMeco Ryans. What was it? Simba or Mufasa? What was his nickname?
Simba was Jordan Hicks.
Okay, so yeah, Mufasa was DeMeco Ryans, right? Okay. Yeah, Mufasa there, their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud, nice looking quarterback so far. Really doesn't turn the ball over. He's got good arm talent. I'm liking the Texans here, -3. Only a field goal game. I think, the Texans could win this game possibly by a whole touchdown.
Yeah.
Going down to the Rams at the Cowboys, a game that I also like, but opposite ends for you. I'm actually, I hate the Cowboys. I'm going to be rooting for them to lose. I hope my parlay loses, but realistically, I see them winning this game. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys with the money line, just -270. I hate betting on the Cowboys as an Eagles fan, but I just, I don't think the Rams are that good.
Couldn't do it. I mean, the Rams didn't look too bad against the Eagles.
Yeah, they don't look that bad. They don't look that good, though.
I mean, they were tearing that secondary up.
Yeah, but what has the secondary done since? Lockdown.
Exactly.
Lockdown.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, next game I'm looking at, I have circled New England Patriots at the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins. Also with you, though, don't know if I like the spread that much. 9.5. That's a big spread to cover. Even if you are really good and you have that high potent offense, defense needs to figure some things out. Patriots, and looks like they've been kind of figuring out. So I'm going the Dolphins just with the money line at -460. I maybe go in there, take an alternate spread, maybe drop it down to maybe from a 9.5 to like
7.5,
maybe even a 6.5, just to feel a little bit better about it. But right now, I'm just going to go with the money line. Vikings at the Packers. I like what I saw from Big Kirka dripping. I liked what I saw from Kirk Cousins this past week against the Niners defense. Jordan Addison filling the hole very nicely with Jetta's out. It's the third time I'm like mixing 2 words together. I wanted to say Jefferson and Jetta's at the same time.
Should have just done it.
I should have just done it. Offense looking really good. Defense starting to come together a little bit. 1.5. I don't mind the spread. The money line, though, is pretty much a pick 'em. So I'm just going to go with the money line with the Vikings. Go down to that Bengals-Niners game as well. Mm-hmm. Bengals, underdog, getting points. Crazy. Without Brock Purdy. 100% taking that all the time.
Make sure you get it before Vegas changes.
Yeah, make sure you get it before Vegas changes it. plus 3.5 with the Bengals, and going down.
Down.
I like a lot of games this week, but I'm not liking a lot of spreads. So I like the Ravens with the money line as well against the Cardinals. I like the Chiefs money line against the Broncos. And I'm liking the Detroit Lions money line against the Raiders. I like the idea of a bounce back game for the Lions after just getting mollywopped against the Ravens. Raiders team, it's a little bit streaky. Not sure about Jimmy G. So I'm going the Lions here. 9 games. I like this. I like this week. It's gonna be heavy for me on the betting wise.
It's 435.
Yeah. So what I got rocking: Eagles minus 6.5 against the Commanders, Texans -3, Dallas Cowboys with the money line, the Miami Dolphins with the money line, the Minnesota Vikings with the money line.
Mini line.
Yeah, excuse me. I had a burp there that was coming out. Oh my god.
The mini line.
Taco Bell's coming back up.
Oh, spicy.
It was a leftover taco too. It was a terrible choice.
Why would you do that?
Oh. Bengals plus 3.5, and rounding it off, I got the Ravens, Chiefs, and Lions all with the money line. So a lot of games I'm liking this week. A couple underdogs, a couple favorites. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. So that is NFL in a nutshell, the games we like. And what should we go to next? College football?
Yeah, let's get the football out of the way altogether.
All right. So college football, another week in the books. It's a weird week. It's a lot of weird matchups, couple conference plays.
Yeah.
A lot of big games last week, though, that turned out how they turned out. Look at that Penn State Ohio State game. Looking at some of those other games. A couple big games though this week. One that I'm looking at, another Oregon game. I feel like every week we're talking about these Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
Number 8 Oregon Ducks traveling to Utah, facing number 13 Utah. What is their mascot?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I have no clue actually. So I don't know. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what
Utah's mascot is.
Yeah, we don't know. I want to say it's just the Utes, Utah Utes.
I know, but what is is that the one where it's like, no.
Okay, so back to actually talking about gambling. Number 8 Oregon in Utah home, but they are the underdog since Oregon is looking like one of the top teams this year. Who are you liking in this game?
I'm liking Oregon.
Liking Oregon?
Yeah.
Even though Utah just beat Caleb Williams in USC?
I'll be honest, I'm not really too high on that USC team anymore. After what I've been seeing for the past few weeks, they're just not looking like I guess they should have.
And Caleb Williams, he looks good, but
not that good.
Not that good.
He's not as good as everybody says he is.
Yeah. But enticing. I'll probably go with you there as well, though, with Oregon. -6.5. That's a pretty big spread. I don't know if I'll go with that spread, but I do like the money line -250.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, there's not a lot of other games I'm like really too intrigued in this week. It's kind of like a lull week in college football. Indiana travels to Penn State. That's a big one, I guess.
I mean, it's 31.5 point spread.
But, not many games that I'm really liking this week.
No, college football really isn't.
It's like a hit or miss, I feel like.
Yeah.
You have the big games you want to bet on. But unless you're like a true gambling addict, which you are, 1-800-GAMBLERS.
Yes.
There's not many college football games. I'm like, unless it's like a big matchup like last week with Penn State, Ohio State, like.
Well, the next
like a Florida State, Wake Forest,
yeah,
South Carolina, Texas A&M,
But in the next few coming weeks, we should start getting those big matchups starting to come.
Big ones.
Big matchups.
Big ones.
Big matchups. That's when college football starts becoming college football.
And, just taking a look at what we can talk about in college football right now. Look at some futures.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Heisman right now. And our boy, J.J. McCarthy, the dog from Michigan, go blue.
Go blue.
Currently the favorite right now at +250 to win the Heisman.
Yes.
Interesting. There's some interesting names on here right now. A couple of names you probably considered in the beginning of the year: Penix, Bo Nix, Jordan Travis. But for the most part, every guy that they were kind of looking at for Heisman to start the season is pretty much kind of out of the running right now. You were looking at guys like
Caleb Williams.
You were looking at guys like Drake May, looking at guys like Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
And so far, Travis Hunter, even.
Yeah.
You're starting to see this college football season come around. You're really starting to see like who's actually performing, and
Not
I don't really know who I would put my money on right now. I don't think usually at this point of the season, I feel like there's like
something.
there's somebody who's like starting to take away with the pack.
Yeah.
It's like a coin flip at this point.
I would say between the top 3, yes. But I feel like once you start getting to that Bo Nix level, he could win it, but realistically, is Bo Nix really going to win the Heisman?
Yeah, I think the loss to Washington is really hurting his case. And looking at a guy like Penix, a win against Oregon is really helping his case.
Yeah.
Look at JJ McCarthy. You know, not every opponent has been top notch, but
still putting up 40 points.
Every game, the offense is blowing the doors off these defenses. So it's interesting. Honestly, I'm kind of biased. I'm stuck between JJ. But if I really had to think about it, I think Penix Jr. is really making a case right now to throw some money on him.
Yeah, he's going to be a solid quarterback in the NFL.
He's a lefty too. I didn't even realize that until I started watching him.
He's going to be like the next coming of Vic, lefty wise.
Yeah, because he has that same throwing motion where it's just like a flick of the wrist and it just goes 70 yards. Interesting. But looking at some Heisman candidates, looking at some college football. Now,
getting into the fun stuff.
I don't want to talk about it, but we should talk about it. Yeah, very unfun stuff for us Phillies fans. World Series. Arizona Diamondbacks against the Texas Rangers. Who are you liking this World Series? Rangers are the favorite.
I was going to say the Rangers. Just that pitching staff alone.
I kind of hope
just shut them down.
Yeah, I kind of hope just for pride it's the Diamondbacks, just so we can say the Phillies lost to the champs.
But maybe they'll win their first World Series, the Rangers.
That'd be cool to see, actually.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys on that team I like.
Yeah.
Not many.
No.
I don't really like Max Scherzer.
I like forget his name. Adolis.
Oh, Adolis Garcia?
Yeah, Garcia. Yeah, I like him. He's got that swag to him. I like that.
Does Jacob deGrom get a ring if they win?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he get a ring?
It's just weird. He really played like most of the year.
But he still played.
Yeah.
He doesn't play most of
the It's a shame because even though he was a Met for so long, I loved Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, but he was never healthy.
He was never healthy. It's the way he pitches is just not sustainable for a starting pitcher in today's modern. Your arm cannot consistently throw 100 miles per hour over and over again.
No, and especially the way that he flicks it.
Yeah. It's like it's just like an extra flick to get those rotations or something like that.
Extra couple miles per hour on there.
I don't know. All right, so look at some MLB. So we have hockey in full swing and NBA basketball starting as we speak. Actually, this episode should be posted on Thursday. We're recording this Wednesday, so opening night has already started. Be on the lookout. We might try to do a couple more episodes during the week. Some shorter episodes just talking about the basketball, hockey games throughout the week, because it's not just like football. There's multiple games throughout the week. Yeah. We want to keep you guys informed of games we like, games we're intrigued at, and some games,
Let's keep a lookout.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk to great Ben Goldstein over at Philly Sports Report and see what we can get going. Actually, I record it anyway. We could just send it to him and he just uploads them.
Yeah.
It's really just us. We'll figure it out, boys. We got this. Or girls.
Whoever's watching.
We don't discriminate. We don't discriminate.
You owe me a soda.
You owe me a beer. No, that's what you're supposed to say. We're over 21. You owe me a beer.
Jinx, you owe me a beer.
All right, so let's start off with some hockey. So, Scott, not really as much of a hockey guy as I am, so I'll take the lead here. Some games I am looking at. So, starting off, I think Carolina Hurricanes, pretty good team this year, going against the Seattle Kraken team that's still on the come up, an expansion team. Spreads with hockey are all weird. They're always 1.5. I'm not a big spread guy for hockey. If I'm betting hockey, I'm going money line. So, like the Hurricanes with the money line. Scrolling down, Avalanche in Pittsburgh. Screw Pittsburgh.
Screw them.
Just because I'm a Flyers fan. It's nothing personal. Pittsburgh, they're not the Penguins of past. They're beatable. The Avalanche are really good. Like this. money line only at 140.
Money
So I'm going with
line.
them. Going down to the Senators at the Islanders. I like the Islanders at home against the Sens. And then rounding it off, I'm also looking at the Rangers at Edmonton, a hard game, but I think Edmonton at home, it has the chance to, both teams really good. Want to spice up, if you want to spice up your parlay a little bit, plus 100 for the Oilers. I like them, so I'm going to go that. So yeah. Hurricanes money line, Avalanche money line, Islanders money line, and the Oilers money line. Another games that I'm intrigued about, ones that I also like, but we'll see if I want to parlay it just because the money line isn't as great.
Yeah.
Lightning at home against the Sharks. Lightning are really good. Sharks aren't as good. Look down, same thing with the Ducks against the Bruins. Ducks were fighting for the first overall pick this past year. Bruins, statistically, the best team in the regular season of all time. So, yeah, those are two games I'm also liking. So, yeah, 6 games I like on NHL. Yeah.
It's a nice 150 for
That's
you.
150, yeah.
You're a hockey fan.
Yeah. And you don't have to parlay these. You can just bet straight up, however you like to bet.
If you like some same game parlays.
Whatever you like. Just like to spice it out. So, Mr. Scooter,
yes,
what hockey games are you liking?
For
a non-hockey guy. At least it gives the perspective for people who also are afraid to bet hockey.
Yes.
They have somebody that is in the same boat as them. Same shoes, I should say.
I would go with Wings and Jets to start with.
Okay. Who are you liking in that game? Pretty much a pick'em game.
Yeah, I would probably go with the Wings just based off their home field or home ice advantage. My bad.
It's a rink. Home rink advantage.
Home rink advantage. Okay.
It's pretty much a pick'em game, so either way, both teams are interesting. I like Detroit,
I always like the home team.
Always like the home teams. I always had an infatuation with the Red Wings. Forget what hockey game it was, but there was a certain hockey game when they were like one of the powerhouses of the NHL. And every single time I played as the Red Wings, and nobody wanted to play me because they're like, dude, you can't use them. I'm like, they're in the team, they're in the league, they're in the game. What the hell?
It's like using the 2018 Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, don't use them. It's like, why? They're in there. What other games do you like in?
I like that Penguins game that you were talking about. I'm just gonna give me the Avalanche on that.
Okay.
Another one is give me my Flyers. You gotta love my Flyers.
Pretty much a pick'em game against the Wild as well. Flyers, a young and up and coming team trying to tearing it around, start things.
Something going.
What was it? Some young talent in there.
Don't we have that guy coming out in a few years?
A couple of years. I don't know. Mitchkov.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's over in Russia. That's a whole situation with him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's the league he's in. They don't like giving up players to the NHL because Russia is Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And he just signed a contract over there, but he says eventually he wants to come over to the NHL. And whenever this happens, there's always just complications trying to get the person over. It's not going to be smooth sailing, but yeah, he wants to come over to the NHL. Daniel Briere, Keith Jones now running the show. They say
do we have the rights to him then if he comes to the NHL?
You don't really.
Is that how that works?
I got to talk to my boy Brunauer Cam about it. I think if he wants to come to the NHL, I think so. I think they have the initial rights because they signed him, but we drafted him. I don't know the full contingency plan or whatever. I don't know if I said that word right. Contingency.
I think that was
contingency.
Right. Close enough.
Contingency. Yeah, that's right.
And then give me the Oilers over the Rangers.
Another underdog team I'm liking as well.
And that will be my 4-leg parlay for you guys.
All right. So Scotty liking the Red Wings, the Avalanche, the Flyers, and the Oilers. Not bad parlay for a non-hockey guy.
Not too bad.
No. It's not like you don't like hockey. You like hockey. You're just not
a hockey guy.
Yeah. You gotta start watching a little bit more.
I didn't start watching it more.
That's what it is.
That's probably what it is.
That's all it is. You gotta go to a couple games live, you'll fall in love with it immediately.
Yeah, I've only been to one game.
Dude, the games there are awesome.
Yeah.
They're sick. Absolutely sick. I recommend you and anybody who's listening, if you can go to a hockey game, absolutely go to a hockey game. Everybody talks about going to football games fun. It is fun, but the nonstop action with hockey, and you could possibly see a fight.
Yes.
That's the best part.
And it's probably cheaper.
Yeah. So NBA coming into full swing, season starting, game starting tonight when we're recording, but we can't really bet on those as well. We can, but you guys can't get the advice from us to bet on the games
if they're already in progress.
So looking at Thursday games, only 2 really prime time games. You got our Philadelphia Sixers in Milwaukee.
Yes, sir.
And we got the Phoenix Suns traveling to Los Angeles and taking on the Lakers. Bucks favored in their game. Lakers favored in their game. What are some things you're looking at in these 2 games?
One thing I'm looking at is the new look Sixers team, and especially without Harden, because I know they told him to stay at home. So we're not going to have Harden traveling with the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Sixers do without him and see if they can beat a powerhouse team like the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks just picking up Dame time.
Yeah.
It's Dame time.
Yeah, I love Damian Lillard, but I hate that he's on the Bucks.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. Well, since there's only 2 games, you can bet on the spread, you can put on the money line, you can parlay them, but you can only win so much because there's only 2 games to parlay. So, besides football.
I missed something. Can you say it again?
Our TV's talking to us. What's going on? Okay, so that was weird. But besides football, probably basketball, the second funnest sport to bet same game parlays.
Second most fun.
Second most fun. Yeah, I don't know if I said that right. My vocabulary is terrible tonight.
The funnest.
I had a long day, working doing 3 different things. So, you liking some same game parlays for basketball? Let's like what we liked in the basketball.
I like personally when I do some same game parlays for basketball, I like to get the threes in there.
Big threes. All right. So do you like player made threes? Like their exact line? Or do you just like to do
I like to go to the plus amount of threes.
Okay, so the exact amount of threes. All right, so what do you like in here?
I usually go with 1 or 2, and then I will
you take control.
Let me get the
pilot seat, brother.
Let me get the controls. Let me drive.
I was just about to say.
Let me drive the boat.
Let me drive the boat.
So for the 2+ made threes, the guy I'm looking at is Tyrese Maxey. He's been shooting the lights out of the ball ever since his little stint of everybody saying he couldn't shoot, and then he started shooting more and more consistently, and he's just been lights out. So I'm looking for him to make 2 threes. In the 1-3 category, give me where is he? There he is. Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid, he's never really a 3-point shooter, but he goes out and he'll take those streaky threes here or there, or
he at least attempts them. He attempts
them.
He at least wants 2 a game. So.
That's why I'm looking to get Embiid in there as well.
Okay.
And sometimes, if I'm feeling a little frisky, I like to put a 30-point in there.
Ooh, I already know who I think you're thinking.
You already know who I'm putting. Joel Embiid, Mr. MVP. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. He's scoring leader the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And then we come down here, and then we put our boys on the money line with the Sixers, and we got us a nice little 4-leg parlay spread.
A little same game parlay.
Yes. And that will win you $57, which isn't too bad on one game.
For a $10 bet. Not bad. So, not bad, Scott. Not bad.
Not too shabby.
So, looking at mine, though, let's take a look. Shall we? I'm also thinking the same thing. I like the made threes. I also like the number 2 plus doses. Brook Lopez.
Great shooter.
He's really improved. All he does really is shoot for this Bucks team. 2 plus threes.
The only thing I see as a concern is now they have Dame. Because with Drew Holiday, it's a lot easier to get your center involved at the 3 line.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 1-3 then. You're convincing me. You're convincing me. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go 1-3 made for Brooke Lopez. And honestly, I like threes. I like threes to be made. So I'm going Chris Middleton to make a 3, and I also am going Tobias Harris to make a 3. A lot of threes to be made. The odds are pretty high for all of them.
I know, but Tobias Harris on a 3, you never know with him.
You never know.
Sometimes he doesn't even want to shoot it.
But I'm intrigued to see how Nick Nurse gets him going. He might be a spot up, not a straight up spot up guy, but
my favorite offseason move this whole season has to be Nick Nurse. I can't wait to see what he does with this Sixers.
Yeah. So looking at to score points, I like 20 plus Giannis, 25 plus Joel Embiid, and then taking it downtown with the rebounds. I'm gonna go
rebound machine.
Actually, no, not him. I'm gonna go 8+ rebounds with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Obvious.
The odds aren't great with it, only plus 222 odds, but this is one of those bets where you throw a $25 bet down. It's gonna win you $55.
That's not bad.
It'll double your money, at least. Pretty good. And then there's always the Suns at Lakers.
Yes, sir.
They don't really have many same game parlay options right now.
Many, you need none.
Yeah. So just looking at this game, who do you just like in this game? Lakers favored at home. Suns though have a lot of talent.
I gotta take the Suns. How do you got Bradley Beal? You got Devin Booker.
Is Bradley Beal gonna play though? He didn't play their first game.
Oh, I forgot about.
Remember that?
Yes. But even without it, it's still KD.
Yeah, I still also like the Suns. I'm with you there. To be the underdog as well, interesting.
Yeah, I guess they see something in that Lakers team that we don't.
I'm a diehard Sixers fan, but if I had to bet the money line for the Sixers-Bucks game,
I'm taking the Sixers.
I'm taking the Bucks. I just don't see how we beat the Bucks with Dame time
and
no Harden.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's why we're going to beat them, because we don't have Harden. We don't need him. It's going to be the show game.
We don't need him.
We don't.
I wouldn't.
And once it gets proven, we're just going to trade him for draft capital.
That'd be nice, honestly. We have no draft capital.
If we can just get straight draft.
We have a lot of good young talent. I've been seeing the videos too of the Rico Hines run throughs, and they're like a lot of NBA talent goes there, and there's been a lot of Sixers there, like Jaden Springer, Ricky Springer. They're all really good.
Ever since Jaden Springer came out of the league, I was like, oh.
I don't. Nice. Since James Harden's not playing, even though we don't have that star, I think we're like one of those like the Celtics where we got a couple stars and we have a lot of depth around them.
That's what it's
about. A lot of young depth around them. But only time will tell. Look at maybe some futures for the NBA. Awards, conference winners to make the playoffs. What are NBA finals? What are ones that are you looking at? And ones that you're thinking about?
Some that I'm looking at is obviously like an MVP, maybe like a 6-man or a most improved, and then I'm also going to be looking at rookie of the year.
Yeah, I'm 100% going rookie of the year. Victor Wembanyama. We were just talking about it. Very, very excited to watch him play tonight.
Yes.
I am, at least. I was a little skeptical about Victor Wembanyama. I thought there was a little bit too much hype. Been watching some of his highlights though in preseason. He looks like the real deal.
See, but my thing is,
he's got to put some weight on.
Look at number 2. Everybody keeps forgetting about Chet Holmgren and all the hype that he came out with. It's just about the same as Victor.
See, I think there's a lot of hype around. There was a lot of hype around Chet. I think he's going to be really good. But I just think the hype around Victor is so high that even if he gets outplayed by Chet, I still think there's a chance he wins it just because he's Victor Wembanyama.
Chet Holmgren, I've heard a lot of good things this offseason about him, and I've got to go with him.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to go Victor Wembanyama here. Any other ones you like to conference division winners?
Yes, I wouldn't mind a conference division winner. With the Atlantic Division, I'm going with either the Celtics or the Sixers.
I'd probably go with the Celtics.
Yes.
And this is something I'm pretty sure you can parlay. So you can parlay all the
My division winner for the Central is actually not what most people would probably go with, and I'm going with the Cavs.
Yeah. I knew you were going to go with the Cavs.
The Cavs are a really good team that
Very
people
good
sleep
team.
on.
Very good.
Very
team.
good
A
team.
lot of hype around the Bucks, but the Cavs got a lot of young
A
talent.
lot of good talent.
Pacific?
With the Pacific, I'm probably gonna go. Give me the Warriors.
Interesting. Over
Yeah.
the Suns?
Give me CP3, baby. He makes every team better.
Okay. Southeast?
So this one is like, you gotta go with the Heat.
Yeah, you
Who else? I mean,
Well,
Hawks
yeah,
maybe, but
Now, this is an interesting one. The Southwest.
yes, this is a good one here.
Talk a lot about the Memphis, but there could be some talent with Dallas and or San Antonio.
See, I'm going sleeper New Orleans.
Wow.
I think Zion, people are forgetting about Zion, and he's going to show why he's the number 1 overall pick this
All right.
year.
And then rounding off your Northwest, who's your division winner in there?
Give me the reigning champs.
Reigning champs, got to. So Scott going with a division champion parlay. It's got the Celtics to win the Atlantic, the Cavs to win the Central, Golden State to win the Pacific, the Heat to win the Southeast, the Pelicans to win the Southwest, and the Nuggets to win the Northwest. So not bad.
Not bad.
Really good odds though. $10 when you're $1,500. All right, well, let's finish off this episode and let me talk about the conference or division winners I like. So in the Atlantic, I'm also going with you. I like the Celtics. You know, they're Sixers are going to give them room for their money, but they are just one of the top teams, I think.
Yeah.
Central, I like the hype around the Bucks, the Cavs. I think they're going to be really good. They're going to be with the Bucks the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the Bucks are just going to have overall better record in the conference or in their division, excuse me. Pacific, this is a tough one. There's 3 or 4 different teams you can go with. I think I'm just going to have to go with the Suns, though. I think if they're fully healthy and they're all playing, it's a hard team to stop. Devin Booker, KD. I was thinking about it.
Slept on.
The Kings are very good. If you're thinking about putting odds on the Kings, do it. I wouldn't not be upset. Same thing with you, the Southeast, going with the Heat, not really seeing anybody else. Yeah. Southwest.
This is a pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em one. Yeah, tough one. I think Memphis, even though the moves they made, I think they got even better though. They got rid of Dillon Brooks. They brought in Marcus Smart. Say whatever you want about Marcus Smart.
Man's a defender.
And he's pretty good at playing. So I like the Grizzlies here. And then rounded off, I like the reigning champs, the Denver Nuggets. So not as good of a parlay as yours.
No.
Only $10 will win me $195.
I think you went with all. Did you go with all the?
I think I went with the favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, you went the favorite. Yeah, that's why.
See, I don't know, but there's not many I would change though. I feel confident in those.
Yeah,
I feel confident.
Okay,
but yeah, that's what we're liking this week. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this episode of Gamblers Are Us. Thank you for listening. Be on the lookout on our social media. See all of the bets we're making in the upcoming week. Football, basketball, hockey, whatever we're doing, we're going to start doing more than just football, posting more than just that. Be on the lookout. Hit us up on all of social media, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. Subscribe. And yeah, this has been Gamblers Are Us. Let's go to the moon. Boom.